Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to Channel. I'm Bushkin. Today I'm going to teach you how to push airdrops without getting wrecked. And there is certainly no certainty in this, but I'm going to show you a lot of tactical examples, ideas, concepts that can help you do this without dying, because over the years of playing PUBG Mobile, well, over the year and a bit of playing PUBG Mobile, I've certainly died a lot of airdrops, and I've gone from being a completely unsubtle sledgehammer, dragging a car and jamming it into an airdrop and jumping out and blowing everything up, to someone that really works at getting crate weapons, because crate weapons are important. If you can pick up an airdrop gun like a Mark 14 or a Graza, it's going to be a game changer for you. So it's very, very important that you get to grips with this kind of stuff. And it's not hard to do. There's some really basic concepts. And I'm going to run you through them. And I talked a little bit about them in the 20 tips thing I did the other day. But basically, anytime I'm going to an airdrop, I'm treating it like a hostile environment, that there's already somebody there camping it, and that they are as sneaky as I am. And they're going to go to great lengths to farm damage at airdrops. Because even when I've got a full crate loadout, like a perfect loadout, like a M249 and a Mark 14, or a Mark 14 and an AWM, and I still go to airdrops because it's a great way to farm damage and frags. So first things first, you should be carrying at least 6 to 7 smokes in a game. If you're not, you need to start doing that, because smokes are your lifeline out of really bad situations. And they also allow you to loot things without worrying about organizing your backpack while moving and jiggling and wiggling around and doing 4 different things at once while someone's shooting you with an M16 at 150 meters away. Like that kind of thing is bad for business. So you want to be able to do that very, very effectively. Because what's going to happen is, like, this guy's turned up to farm this airdrop, and unfortunately for him, I'm also here, and I decided to farm the airdrop first, so I'm there, and people like me are going to do you in. So you got to have your smokes, and you can see there's a gunfight has developed down at that airdrop. I've turned around, and now I'm going to take the kill there, then go and get the airdrop and everything. You know, Bob's your mother's brother. There's 2 different kinds of airdrops. There are the red and blue ones, and then there's the flare guns. And the flare guns, deadly yellow smoke, blah, blah, blah. But the important difference is if there's a flare gun airdrop, someone has pulled it. So you know that you're going to have to contest that airdrop. There's always going to be someone there. And when you turn up and there are boxes everywhere, then you've really got to slow down, particularly if the smoke is dead. There is a couple of things here that people don't really think about when they go into it. Well, one is, I just saw to the west there was hit markers. So if I do go to that airdrop, I'm going to get on the opposite side where that guy is right now that's over there, because the opposite side is going to give me a bit of a shield from the place in the west. The other thing is, if the airdrop's been up a while, then the gun is probably not there. It's probably in one of the boxes around the actual airdrop itself. And the important part to remember there is, you're going to smoke that crate just like you're smoking a proper airdrop. There is no way around this. If you want late game, you need to start using smokes. And then when I go to the crate to check it out, I make sure that I'm on the opposite side, in the middle of the crate, so that I get a good look at everyone coming in from the other direction, and we're able to clear that target that we heard earlier with the hit markers. So this is another one, and this is something you have to be doing. If you are driving in a vehicle very, very fast to an airdrop, and another vehicle pops up and you jump out while the car is moving, you can either die, take huge damage, which makes you, an easy target, or you do this. You just swap seats, and then hit the zoom button, the zoom in button on the left of the screen for me, wherever it is for you, because that will immediately get you into... If you're inside a Dacia or something, touching the zoom button or the fire button will lean you out the window automatically. Something else is, if you're going to go for a crate over in the water, you want to try and land it on top of the crate. That's a little bit low, but it's shallow, so I figure I can actually get away with that. And I smoked up the escape vehicle as well. When you are going to a crate and you're pushing a crate in the water, remember it's going to drop that first slot. So it dropped my M416. That was a mistake, but you've got to kind of make an honest attempt here and say, I don't have time. There is more than likely going to be people coming to shoot me. I've got to get out of here. I'm just going to take the AWM, and lo and behold, thank God we put that smoke up. They're probably shooting the other buggy that's there. They are, but that's not my buggy. That's fine. So then I drive away and live happily ever after. So let's recap that. You're looking at airdrops as great sources of farming, damage, and also great loot, game-changing loot. So Why don't you just drive straight up to it? Well, this is a flare drop. That means that someone has called it. It also means that it's probably going to get a lot of traffic. 33 people left on Vikendi. There's another car coming in. I pull up somewhere that's got a bit of hard cover, i.e. the car and that tree there, a good overview on the crate, and a great overview on anyone moving into the circle for that crate. Now, I'm watching the crate and no one has turned up to have a look at it. I've got an SKS. I assume that the person who has got that crate is in the compound. Now, that's a guess, but it's a pretty good one. So what I'm going to do here to push this airdrop is park the car up at an angle so that I am away, the driver's side is the furthest side away from that compound, and that it's going to almost be like a barricade so that I can get down behind the car if completely necessary, and I'm less worried about looting the crate and more worried about getting a smoke out and keeping an eye on that compound. And lo and behold, he pops. Worry about looting the crate after we clear the target. There we go. And then we loot. Now, this is a great game because I wanted to make this video, so I wanted to play on Vikendi because Vikendi is brilliant for this kind of warfare. There are a lot of compounds, a lot of moving vehicles, a lot of flare drops that you can see from a long way across the map, as well as a nice bit of cover, unlike Miramar where it's pretty open. And then I'm smoking the car so that I can work through what's in the crate, figure out what I want. I'm not going to get my wheels busted, so I'll be able to drive out of here pretty comfortably. And at the same time, while I'm driving out, I can make decisions on my backpack without getting absolutely rinsed from some bike sitting in a tree 250 meters away. Smokes, again, are incredible, but the way you go about this is super important. You've got to really think tactically and come through it with a sense of best practice. It's something that, like, you hear in a corporate terminology. The best practice of a particular company is really, XYZ. When you're attacking a crate, it's about outthinking the opposition and expecting to contest, particularly with the yellow smoke. Now, you might have seen my loadout there. I had a Mark 14 and an M249. I don't really want anything else. I want more smokes. I always want more smokes. I have a minimum of 4 or 5 on auto pickup, and then I'll start picking up more and more and more. And I'll drop med kits for smokes, because if you think of it like this, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Not getting hit is a lot better than getting hit and then having a med kit to repair it. So what I'm doing now is actually pushing this crate to quite simply do damage. To do that, I'm going to stop the car a fair way away from the crate and then run in behind hard cover. Now, I always go hard cover to hard cover. I'm keeping an eyeball on that crate. I've stopped a fair way away, so it's not going to be a really big noise coming in. And I also let the car coast for the last little bit. And I'm waiting to see if the bloke pops out. Now, unfortunately for him, it's landed on a roof. Doesn't worry me at all, but that means he's going to have to muck around to actually get this crate. And that gives me an opportunity to hit him with the M249, put the 3 times on. Voila, we're out of there. Go and have a look around and just stick with my Mark 14, pick up some more smokes, a bit of med kit work, and there he is. Another bloke running in across the field. Got to have a car in Vikendi. So we're going to push another crate. And yet again, this is a great example of how to absolutely always assume that there is at least one person involved in this, and that you are not the only person who is going for this crate, even though it is a legitimate standard airdrop crate. There's a bike there on the way in. As I come in, I see a flash of a UAZ down the bottom of this hill. I am going to stop, and I'm not going to look at the crate at all, man. I'm not interested in the crate even a little bit. I'm going to hard cover. I'm looking around. Oh, hello. UAZ down there. Bloke in white. Clear him. I hear a noise at the top. That's probably the bloke on the bike, the bike on the bloke, the bloke on the bike. What the hell? And I see that there is no one popping down below. There's a green gone. He's chucked. That's a random from the left. There is our mate up there. He's going to pop in just a second. I don't think I even looked in the crate here. I've got no interest whatsoever in looking in the crate. All I want to do is get the kill, farm the damage, and make sure that I don't get nutted in the process. You never stop moving in these situations. If you're ever in a situation like it's a final circle and there's a lot of people who know your position and you don't want to stop moving just in case someone has an overlook and can AWM you, that's exactly how you've got to feel when you're pushing these crates. They are always going to be hot zones. Now, sorry, it's Halloween here. We've got people turning up all the time, so I just had the dog go off and go out. I had to cut the audio. So we're going to show you one more. What this final tip, and these are by no means all the things that you should be thinking about when you go to crates, but they're good examples, and they really do give you a concept of where your headspace has to be, how you have to use smokes, how you have to watch out when jumping in water for single pickups, like you might be picking up an AWM, but you're going to drop your primary AR, and you could be coming out of the water with a Car 98 and an AWM, lots of people shooting at you and no time to go back, and suddenly you may as well be peeing into the wind for all the good you're going to do in a final circle that's in an urban area. So you've got to think about these things. I'm going to show you one last one where I'm going to push another crate. Now, this one's a smoke crate, and it's a very, very simple kill on the bloke who's called the crate, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive the car in very, very hard and then get to the compound and hit a building. Now, what that does is it alerts them that there is someone coming in from that direction. But my thought process is always that someone is there regardless. And I'm always looking for someone who is both overlooking the crate and camping within the compound. And I will never go to the crate. I'll oftentimes push a crate and I won't even look, like just there. I did not even look in the crate, the airdrop. I had no interest whatsoever. All I was doing was going there for the gunfight. Likewise, I'm going to push into this area here and I'm listening and looking for footprints. There's a UAS there. Straight away, I'm aware that someone is here. Is there anyone in this drop? No. There's the crate. Lots of smoke. No movement. Where could he be? Lo and behold, he heard it coming in and he's camping the stairs in the other building. Excuse me. You've got to have the mindset that crates are yours. You are going to go and grab that crate, but that it is always contested. And if you don't, then you'll get rinsed. You'll be the guy that I'm farming for damage. And if you do, then you're going to be the guy that I love meeting, because there's some great gunfights at these things where really experienced players get together and get lots of gear and run around rehealing and going through all the ins and outs of the maps. And that's the best part of PUBG Mobile for me. Hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, because there's plenty more content like this coming down the pike, and look after yourself. Walk the dog, feed your bloody dog, eat your veggies, be nice to your mum. Bye for now.